Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Trang Tries It, where I try other spiritual readings so you know what they're like. So today I am having another Akashic Records reading. This one is from Elizabeth at altered-states.com. So with Akashic Records reading, she will explain in the beginning, but it's when you can see your past, present, and future lives, kind of like an encyclopedia. And I feel like it's really similar to a psychic mediumship reading where you talk to your spirit guides or you talk to your team, your ancestors, for whatever clarity that you are trying to get. And if you have been following me, you know that I have recently had a split with my former business partner. So I was going through a very tricky time transitioning of what the Happy Healing Shop as the business would look like, what the new steps for Trang would look like. So without further ado, let's take a look at my reading.
Hey, so thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to do a reading for you. I am a certified Akashic Record reader, but still in my early stages of doing this. And so always welcome an opportunity to actually work with other people and get some feedback, and hopefully we'll get some good answers. So the Akashic Records are basically the records of everything that has been, everything that currently is, everything that could be in the future. And we have that ability to actually access this and connect with the people who are the guardians of the records, what we call the masters, teachers, and loved ones. They are really the people, the entities, I should say, that help us review your Akashic records and can give us all sorts of information. People ask about past lives, they ask about relationships, just all sorts of anything that you can imagine about career, about, what should I be doing now to help to support my health, to support my immune system, all sorts of things. Most of the time, they give us very good, straight, direct answers. But sometimes they don't necessarily want to give us all the answers that we want right then and there. And so they might be a little shy in giving an answer, or maybe give us a piece of an answer that maybe isn't everything we wanted. So that's the nice thing about your records, is you can go into them repeatedly and ask similar questions or continue on with a theme and get slightly different answers or slightly expanded answers from earlier sessions. So it's a really great, just another tool for people to use to try and work with their higher self, to try and get some guidance in whatever aspect of life you want. So
Okay, one thing I really liked about Elizabeth was that she kind of, I just saw kind of explain like the fine print of how a reading works and kind of preps you really well. So when you book a reading with her, she actually has a Word document saying these are ways to prepare for your reading. Here are great or examples of great questions to ask. And as you can see in her intro spiel, talking about how sometimes especially those who are new to the spiritual readings, like such as this, then sometimes we cling on to like, why am I not getting a good answer? This reader must suck, things like that. But sometimes we aren't meant to know the answer then and there because it's not the right timing in our life, or spirit might see that it's going to have a negative trajectory for us if we know about a certain situation, a certain answer, so I really like that she addressed that.
With that, let me give you a quick overview of what we're going to do. We are going to do a little bit of a meditation. We'll get us both into a nice, super relaxed state. And then you will hear some silence on my end. I will be connecting with your energy using my system. And at some point, I will ask you to state your name out loud. When you state your name out loud, you are giving me permission to go into your records. And that allows me the ability to sort of channel these messages for you. You will continue to hear a little bit more silence on my end while I continue to open up your records and connect with the masters, teachers, and loved ones. And then at that point, I will let you know that, okay, your records are open and we can actually start questions. So before we get going with meditation, any questions on your end?
No, I'm just really excited.
Awesome. All right. So if you want to sit in whatever state you're comfortable, eyes closed, and we'll work on becoming super relaxed and into the method of opening your Akashic records. And so let's take a few deep breaths together. Inhale through your nose for a count of 3. 1, 2, 3, and then exhale through your mouth. 1, 2, 3. And again, another inhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3. And one more long exhale. 1, 2, 3. Now imagine a cord going from the bottom of your spine down straight into the center of the earth to connect with Mother Earth, the Gaia energy, and allow all of that earth energy, that feminine earth energy, to come up through the cord, up through your spine, and surround your space. Now, as you're doing that, I want you to center your focus on your heart space, which is just under your heart chakra, so right at the bottom of your sternum. Focus your energy there and allow yourself to just sit in this relaxed space. Allow the Mother Earth energy to come through you, to help center you. And you'll hear a few moments of silence on my end. All right, your records are open, so if you would like to open your eyes. I have to get my paper out so I can kind of write some stuff. So a lot of times, I should have said this earlier, some people are very visual in their records. I tend to get snippets of visual, but a lot of times it's more sort of audible stuff that's coming through. So if you see me looking that way, it's because I tend to hear over here. So with that, what is your first question?
Actually, I had a list prepared just in case. I wasn't sure. It was like, I don't know if it's a general reading or more of like a general message, but I guess, what is missing? I got this from online. What is missing from my industry? I guess it would be the healing industry or spiritual industry that could revolutionize it and just make a big impact on my community and others. I guess what can I bring to the table that is just different, unique, impactful?
So the first thing that's coming, actually, the first thing that came up was water, and then I'm really hearing that in the healing community, there's just not enough. Which I'm questioning it, but they're like, no, there's not enough grounding actually going on with people. Grounding in water, grounding with the earth, sitting in nature, that's actually a really big thing. It's there in pockets and pieces of the industry, but overall there's just not as much of it. People are getting into crystals, which is good, and homeopathy, aromatherapy, like all that stuff, but it's still a step removed from the actual really grounding and really containing a space for that. I see you doing retreats. I see you doing retreats for grounding specifically, and like Palm Springs, Desert Spring, like that whole area is like prime for that, along with Sedona. Yeah, both of those. Let's see. sticks. Like I'm just seeing so much wood. Like I like trees and forests, but also like wood sticks and divining with wood rods. That's really what's coming through, which is really weird. Oh, are you there?
Are we back on?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no, I had been talking. I didn't realize that you had frozen for a little bit.
I was about to type in and be like, oh, okay, well, okay. I only I didn't catch anything after when you were saying you were thinking that second part, and then it just froze, and I was like, oh no, what do I do?
Did you get the Desert Springs?
Palm Springs?
Yeah.
And Sedona.
Okay.
And then after that, I
got it.
Yeah.
So I'm really seeing like a lot of sticks and wood and divination with wood. I don't know why. Like rods, like the rods, but for whatever reason, wood. But yeah, like I think that's where you can be really, I don't think. They're telling me that is a space that one could really use support at this point, because people are getting closer and closer to it, but it's just not as much of a community at this point. There's not enough people who are really teaching people how to do that grounding and really getting into a ritual with that grounding. And that is a space that you could open up, which obviously aligns with your healing and everything. But yeah, it's really doing for you, learning more methods around grounding and how can people bring that into their own home space, because not everybody has the opportunity, especially in like more urban areas and stuff. Not everybody has that opportunity to do that. And so for you, kind of thinking of ways that people can get that grounding space in their homes. Maybe even also getting sand. And I'm seriously seeing like this shallow wooden box with sand where people can actually like stand in it or sit in it and like really get that earth energy into them. Like a little sandbox for kids, but like an adult version of that. Ooh. So start looking into some of these different paths to get more grounded. And part of it for you is kind of like this, is going through the process yourself of like finding where are you more grounded, and then reflecting on, okay, how can I bring this grounding piece to other people? But that's where they're giving me right now is grounding is really should be part of your offering.
Awesome.
So do some learning and then work on it.
Yeah, that sounds like it's like kind of like bringing back to the basics that people forget about.
Yes.
Wow. I get what do I need to do to attract abundance energetically and physically? I guess also like in a way just particularly for this year for now instead of the rest of my future years. Or any general messages for me to continue on in 2023.
Okay. So, first thing I'm hearing is have faith, trust the process, sit with your intuition and your intuition class that you're working on. Remind yourself that, yes, you are also intuitive. And so listen to those messages to help guide you down the right path. Really, really kind of sit with yourself and sit in, focus your energy on your root chakra. Focus your energy on your root chakra because it is very easy for you to get into the minutia of the details and get really focused on those things. And so again, this goes to the grounding. Try to, when you find yourself doing that, try to get yourself grounded again, so that you can kind of listen to that inner voice that will help you. If you have to make a choice, that inner voice grounding with the root chakra is really going to help you kind of think through which of these is really aligned with what you want. That's the message. I'm getting goosebumps. Work on identifying I'm going to say core values, but it's not quite core values. I think part of it's core values, but then sorry, I'm trying to get stuck. It's the core values, but then think 5 years down the road, what do you want your healing energy to look like in terms of giving to other people? Really solidify that. And when you have these things, when you're too much up here, get down in your root chakra and remind yourself of what your values are and where you want your energy to be and what you want your offerings to be 5 years down the road. And as you're thinking through that, you will know where to go. But part of this right now is coming to trust yourself and coming to trust your higher self and your spirit guides that are there and giving you signs, and have that faith and trust, because it can be really hard for you to get up here and think, oh, but I need to do this and I need to do that and I need to do that. Yeah. So work on sitting with your root chakra. That's definitely, oh, I'm seeing so much red right now. That's definitely the place where you should really be focusing a lot of your energy that will help guide you through that. Not bad for you to do some overall chakra clearing. I have a meditation that I do a lot, like when I'm in the shower, because it's like you're supposed to imagine this waterfall. It's on Insight Timer, so I'll send you the link to that because it's very useful. But it is sort of a from top to bottom. You kind of cleanse everything while you're in the shower, or you can imagine it. But doing some of that as well. And having faith that the abundance is coming. That it is coming. It's just having that faith. And easier said than done, getting out of your head and into your core, into the root chakra and the sacral chakra. I'm just feeling so much there. But yeah, the root chakra in particular. And yeah, just really kind of sitting with that. And again, sort of continuing to sit there and remind yourself of your core values, why you're doing this, and where you want this to go.
It's funny you mentioned the abundance coming. Is like I've gotten readings, so many readings that say that, and I'm like, all right.
When?
Like, okay. So
Funny.
yeah.
Okay, so that resonates then for you.
Oh, yeah. It's just funny though when you see the common theme, you're like, all right, when? But I know like you're not supposed to know when sometimes. But that you mentioned, you said something that made me think of my another question now.
Yeah.
I have been getting repeating numbers so much. I know it's from my grandpa and my spirit guides. And I just wonder if they have overall significant, like a general meaning, or more like does 111, 222, 333 have different meanings? I work in the middle of the night, so I usually see 111, 222, 333, 444, and 555 in the morning. So, yeah, every time I see it, I'm like, I know you're there. I'm trying to figure out what you're saying.
So in particular, the 333 and the 444, I'm being told are definitely from your grandfather. Those two in particular. Oh my goodness. When something really.
So if you guys are new to my channel, check out my playlist of it's called Messages from Grandpa Luan. So we talked, or I used to talk to him in the afterlife with psychic medium Maria Hill. And so he's very dear to me, not so in the human life because I didn't get to know him, but in the afterlife we grew a lot closer. And so as I go on this journey, this is why I always mention my grandpa.
It like hits me, like I get goosebumps. And so it's, yeah. The 333 and 444 are definitely from your grandfather. The other numbers, when you see them, take a moment to give thanks to your spirit guides and all that are around you, helping support you and guide you. It is simply, again, sort of just a sign to let you know that you do have other support, that everybody is rooting for you, that they want you to be successful, and they know you're going to be successful. And so power through, lady, just power through. But yeah, I think the repeating numbers, I know they're obviously official, well, reasons for why you see any of these in particular, but for you, again, 333, 444, grandfather, when you see the repeating numbers in general, though, it's just a reminder to you that you are on this spiritual healing path, and that they're all there for you. You got a team behind you. So
kind of like keep going. Like it's,
yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I guess here, what line of work or business, I wouldn't say industry, but I guess what type of work will bring me the most joy and fulfillment? So obviously, like, you know, in the healing industry, there's so many ways to go about it. Like you said,
Yes.
retreats, workshops, classes. I guess in this way, it's more of like, what would be, I guess, bring me the most joy, or feel like I'm in my zone, I'm in my place. This is the right thing.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I really do feel like these small classes are really going to be good for you, that you'll like that mix of being able to focus on a small group of people and having that interaction. And again, I think the retreats, they're saying, yes, definitely Zoom, online. Obviously, that's just from the pandemic in particular, that is just the way of the world, even if they lived right next door to you. But later this year, I'm not getting a definitive time, but later this year, you should really think about putting together a retreat, because you having that in-person interaction with people, that's really where you're going to get your joy. And being able to support people that way, and being able to have that one-on-one contact with people in a much more intimate space than you can online, than you can even with one-on-one Zoom calls. Have you done any Reiki training?
I am Reiki Master Certified.
Because I'm definitely getting like retreats. I am seeing you just putting your hands on people. Yeah. So that's funny. I did not actually know that about it. Now I know things.
You actually sell a course on it,
Yeah.
like for other people they want to go through it too. So,
but yeah, I think that's where you're going to find more of your joy. That you should, as I'm saying that, you should definitely think about your
really quickly, it's funny when she talks about retreats, because that has been on my bucket list for Happy Healing Shop on top of other ideas for projects and stuff like that. And I come from a background of doing event planning as well. So I thought that was it just kind of confirmed more of what was in the plans for me, or what I had of ideas I had for myself.
Oh, there's word I'm looking for. Having some of your materials, I'm going to call it dumbing them down, but you know what I mean. Just having them so like people can buy sort of one-off courses from you where it's sort of self-study, they do their own thing kind of thing. That will snowball. But your joy in particular, because you already, going back to this, you already have the material. Well, by this point, you will have the materials, right? And so it's going to be a very easy lift for you to create something that's like booklet, workbook kind of thing for somebody to work through. Easy lift, you throw it out there, have other things with it. I don't know. And that will help produce income, but it's really going to be these small group things that are just really going to give you the feedback, the energy, all the good stuff. That's where you're really going to feel your biggest impact. And that is going to be important for you getting your joy, is knowing that you have positively impacted these people. So yeah, I think it's these small group situations. And again, trying to do in-person retreats, wherever they may be, people will come.
yeah, I remember, I think earlier, I don't know what you were saying, but I was visualizing in my head already, like just the impact of my presence. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Like seeing someone, hugging them, that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know. I see you very much in people's physical space in a positive, very positive way. So,
that's great. I love traveling, and this is
there you go.
I can't think of anything else at the
Okay.
moment, besides if there's any other general messages, but
That's what, let me ask. Let me see if they have any further words of wisdom, and then we can close our session together. So the one thing that they're saying to me is, you, in addition to sort of, focusing on the root chakra and stuff, and, the waterfall chakra cleansing I was just telling you about. Dude, you can't do this right now. Sorry, have a buddy. They're also saying that you could use some additional soul cleansing, just energy cleansing. And they were definitely saying like selenite. I don't know if you have selenite, but getting a selenite wand. I'm also getting Epsom salt baths. Salt baths can be very cleansing for your energy, but that's one thing that you should really focus on over the next few weeks before you start your course, because yeah, you've taken on some other people's energy, it feels like, and you need to get like really nicely into your own energy and clean that stuff out. Maybe even sage your space or something. But I'm getting selenite. I'm also getting lapis. I don't know if you have any lapis around. Okay. So yeah, those two stones in particular, using the selenite to kind of wander over you and cleanse you, but then sitting with the lapis afterwards to bring in that positive energy. So there you go. Your last messages.
wow, awesome.
So we are now going to take another moment, close our eyes. I'm going to close your records. You should take a moment and give thanks to the masters, teachers, and loved ones in whatever way that you would like, and know that once we both have our eyes open, your records are closed. Okay?
So this part, I'm actually going to fast forward because it was quite a long time. And it was because I didn't know I was supposed to open my eyes. Okay, so there you have it. That is my Akashic Records reading. She closed the book at the end of our session. And I guess my notes for this would be, I really liked her personality. She's very personable, very easy to talk to, which I think always helps in a reading. This was a mini reading, but I believe on her website now, she has 1 hour and 90-minute sessions that are available. Another thing I really liked about her is delivering messages that can be difficult or hardships, or, not everyone's message is going to be like happy. She's really tactful at delivering it and also offering ways on how to get through it. So you saw my personal reading right there. Overall, I personally really enjoyed my reading. I felt really hopeful coming out of it, which is always, and just having a bit more clarity, which is always a good sign. So if you would like to book a reading with Elizabeth, I'm going to put her website down below. You can visit her at www.altered-states.com. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope you found it helpful. I should go and cleanse my energy because I've taken on a lot in the past couple months. So comment down below on what you thought and what other things you're looking forward to. And I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.